Babysitting's going up like groceries are. You want to buy an apple, $72. You want to go out for 5 hours? $72. You want to go out for 5 hours? It's $80.
I was goofy. He was laughing. Every time I've seen him, it's been great. So then I pulled this move on him. Hey, kid. Like the Batman. It scared the shit out of him. Well, it's good to be here.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, another podcast, week 19. Here we are again.
19 weeks.
We're about
That's
to
like
20.
2 semesters.
2 semesters, yeah.
10 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Is that how long a semester is?
I don't remember at this point.
It seems like 10 weeks is a semester.
10 weeks, it's like 3.5 months. Isn't a semester longer than that?
Yeah, a semester is longer than that. It's probably more.
Or no, 2.5 months, yeah.
Yeah, it's longer than that.
Yeah. We haven't hit a semester yet of the podcast.
Well, we're getting there.
But what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? This last week, continued. I've got 2 more songs.
For your album?
1 more to start, but like two more to finish, right? Mm-hmm. So it's really exciting to be that close to finishing. The rest of it is post-production, and then the real work starts, which is the marketing part of it. And so we're doing a lot of that.
You guys have come up with some ideas for your marketing?
Oh, well, we're gonna have to be TikTok stars. Like, that's
Nice.
just what we're gonna have to do.
Nice.
Like, it doesn't matter anymore.
What's one of your ideas that you're gonna?
Well, just things that highlight our personalities as individuals in the band, instead of like point to the music.
Right.
It's gonna be
That's
more
good.
like,
That's great.
these are 4 people that work together all the time, and try to get as much interesting content, but that also features the music.
And what's the names of all the people in your band?
Deanna, Sean, Joshua, and me.
Oh, I think I've met all of them, but Sean, I don't think I've met Sean.
Sean is pretty soft-spoken. He's very smart. And he's incredibly consistent musician. And he's not even... Music isn't his, like... I wouldn't say it was his thing. Mm-hmm. Like, his thing is, like, painting. He's like an artist. And he's just a very calculated person. What's wild is that we'll send him... Like, we'll have... Our process of making a song is that I usually write the song, like the chords and the words and the melody. And then I try not to make anything else. I try not to come up with anything else. Mm-hmm. And then the whole band comes over. We call it Creative Night, where we run the song in a bunch of different ways. And then what happens is that we usually settle in on the thing that we think is the best version of that song, like how fast it is or what kind of beat, or that's the time where we throw out odd ideas, like, oh, what if we flip the chords around here? What if you change the music around the melody, that kind of thing. So we'll do that. And then what's cool is that my studio at my house is set up to where we just hit a button and the thing is recording us.
Nice.
So kind of like we have it here.
Yeah, helps with efficiency and the want to do it.
All right, because everybody just comes, plugs their thing into the sound system, and then we are a button away from just recording the idea.
Can't tell how many times I had a video idea, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go make that video. But I have to set up the cameras and set up the mic. I'll just not do that.
Yeah.
But if it's all set up.
Yeah, so I fought really hard to do that, you know? Really worked for years of my life to get to where I have a place that has that. So my home has a studio built into it. And so anyways, we go in there, we pile in, we get what we think is the best cut of it, and then I bounce it out that night, shoot out the MP3 to everybody, and then everybody sits there and listens to it all week. We spend a whole week listening to it and thinking about it. The guitar player works on his part. Oftentimes he won't even attempt to make a guitar solo on the spot. He'll just play along with the chords and, be thinking and throwing out ideas. And then, Deanna would play the keyboards and I play bass. And the whole thing is this skeleton of what it will be. Then it goes out to everybody. Sean comes back. He's so cool for this because you think of drummers and you think of Animal.
Yep.
Blah, 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 they're dumb and they just hit everything all the time. Sean is the exact opposite of that. He is the kind of guy who he's very thought out, and so he'll go in and he'll write notes all week. I think this part should have that, and he comes back in and he has his ideas, and then the band comes back together the following week, and we get drums, and usually simultaneously. This time it was Deanna. So Deanna was playing keyboards, and so what we do is we have Sean play the drums, and I set up Deanna to record too in the other room. So she's running cables into the studio room, and I will hit record. And we're trying to really get Sean, but if Deanna gets a good cut, we keep it. And the two of them playing together, like all the punches and the, and then I'm the engineer at that point.
So I was about to ask, do you produce it and then send it off somewhere to get mastered, or who does like the actual like digital production of everything?
I do. So I'm the producer for now. I would love to not be the producer. It'd be really cool to have a Rick Rubin kind of guy, or I have my favorite in like producing engineers, like the guy who did all the Radiohead records. What is his name? I can't believe I'm blanking on this guy. He's such a hero of mine. The guy who did the Radiohead records did the Travis album, and he did my favorite Paul McCartney album. Was the Radiohead producer. Like, I would love to someday attract that kind of talent.
Yep.
Because the producing role, as well as the songwriting role, means that Lonely's sounds exactly like me most of the time. I think that the best part about collaboration with the Lonelys is that the other musicians, I made a rule is that I've only played bass guitar and acoustic guitar on this album. I don't think I did play electric guitar on one track, and it's only because the guitar player hasn't cared enough to come by and finish it. Yeah, and so I wonder if he just likes the parts. I haven't had this clear communication with him yet to like finish it, but like the thing that makes it collaborative is that I'm trying not to touch anything. The only thing I feel like I'm in charge of is kind of the overall direction of the song and bass. So it's really made a true sound that is not mine. It's ours. Like, I can't do it. I can't play keyboards even close to the way that Deanna plays keyboards. And I certainly can't play drums like Sean. And I can't come close to coming up with the kind of melodic ideas that Josh does on guitar. So all those things together make this bigger than the sum of its parts situation. That I'm just, for the first time in my life, I've ever had around me. I think when I was a little kid and we were starting bands, my whole thing, what I wanted out of music is what I finally have now, which is like 3 best friends or 4, because we're all 4 of us. And then when we come together, what we do is truly ours, not
Yours.
Mine.
Yeah. And you trust everybody. Like, everybody trusts
everybody. Yeah, it's crazy. I sent Josh away. Now, he had just had a baby, so we're not like expecting him to be really, really, really busy. Him and his wife are taking care of a newborn right now.
Right.
But he sends me a guitar solo that he cooked up this week for this second to last tune that I'm like, wow, amazing work. So there's something, I don't know, man. There's something so special about releasing the control that I had over the first album, like releasing it. Going, I don't have to think about guitar solos. All I got to think about...
Makes the process a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I don't have people to rely on that believe in the same thing as you. And also it makes it more enjoyable for other people, because whenever you have a group of people creatively coming up with something, they'll have ideas that you won't have, and you'll have ideas that they won't have. And when you put those together, most likely you're going to have a better product than you would have had if you were just trying to do everything yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real funny, that creative night on this last tune. It was just at first the song was country. I was like, what if we had a country song? That was the whole shtick. And I was committed. We're gonna do one country song on this album.
So you got a country
it's a
song
rock album with a country song on it. Like I was going to. Like, the whole point was that I was driving us into this territory that I really wanted to go, and then what happened was we tried the song 2 or 3 different times. We kind of had an idea for it. At one point, it was going to be like real folky and like an upright bass, and Well, I sat down at one of the keyboards. We have a bunch of classic keyboards at my house, and one of them is the same piano from "You're My Best Friend" by Queen.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, you make me live. So I sat there and then I put our song
On top of it?
on that feeling,
Yeah.
on that vibe, and it was like, oh shit, we're doing Queen. We're just gonna do Queen. We're not gonna do country, you know. So yeah, it's our Queen song
nice.
on the album.
Nice.
And it's really fun. So I think the other thing that's really cool about the collaborative nature of the band now is that I don't ever sing my own harmonies.
That's great.
Yeah, I never sing them. I on purpose make someone else in the band.
Is it like Josh or Deanna or just
all three of them?
Sean sing? Oh,
they
nice.
all three sing. So we have a vocal sound that is. Well, when you hear Eagles or you hear Queen or you hear Beatles or you hear Beach Boys specifically, you can, without hearing the lead vocalist, be like Beatles, Queen, Beach Boys, Eagles. You can tell
Right.
without ever hearing an individual's voice, even if they're just doing ahs or oohs or like, you know, in the background, you're like, that's Eagles. That's what they sound like. They sound like that when they sing. That's how Lonely's has. It has its own thing now that is individual to those four voices. And it's fun because the drummer, he has a really like, you wouldn't think it, but he has a deep, like he has a really low range, and I sing like a choir boy, so I'm up on the top usually, and then Deanna and Josh are in the middle. We know where our voices like work together. And so I think the most fun part of any recording ever is the background vocals. We have so much fun, like, what could we do with this? And then the guitar player always gets really mad because he just wants to play guitar. But then we're like, Josh, you have to like do a thing while you're playing. And he's like, oh, I have to do two things at once, you know. So it's always stressing him out. But it's great because that's what sets us apart live too, is when we go and we play a show, we don't, you know how somebody always puts the drummer way in the back?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the side guys end up being side guys, you know? And so then it's like the focus is on this lead singer person. Well, Lonely's doesn't set up like that anymore. We actually put the drummer out front and Deanna out front of the stage. So the drums and the keyboards are right here. And then Josh and I are in like a semicircle. Like the last show that we did, we were actually all the same.
As far as like the distance to
from the audience, yeah. And like the idea is that whenever you see Lonely's, you don't see me and then like side guys. You see us.
Right.
And this sound. And so whenever somebody's singing background vocals and also playing their instrument, you're looking at the show and you're the equidistant from every person and they're all up front instead of like this.
That's cool. That's
you know.
Really cool. Have you guys ever thought of doing like a hip hop song?
If we try it, it'll just sound like us. Like I was talking to my friend Justin, who runs another band called Endless Forms, yesterday. We were having dinner and he was talking about how he tried to make a hip hop record for somebody else.
Yeah.
And then he showed it to one of his friends and he's like, this just sounds like Endless Forms. And he was like, what do you mean? I've done such experimentation. I've changed everything. I use this, I use that, I do this, I do that. You can't, if I tried to make a hip hop record, you'd be like, why is Queen doing...
You should try to do a rap song.
Yeah, why are there 808s?
Lonely's rap song.
Why are there 808? Someday maybe I will. It'll just sound like me doing spoken word over over like Sam's Choice Beatles music, you know.
Did you watch the Grammys?
I did not. I could care less.
So you don't care about the Grammys?
I used to. I think my distrust in large social institutions now leads me to just not care about that kind of thing.
What do you mean? Like why?
I would care about it if they invited me.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
You're not going to care until they want to invite you into the club.
If the Grammys were like, hey, we like your record,
Donnie.
I'd be like, well, Grammys, I love you. Like I know somebody who I really admire musically. Her name is Madison Cunningham, and she was at the Grammys this year and deserves it. I don't know if she won anything, but like there's this weird sliver of like really extremely good music out in California.
Yeah.
That I actually got into because this guy named Sam Weber came through town. This dude named Sam Weber who plays guitar, and he is a producer and really good singer-songwriter from Canada, randomly, came through town and hit up Lonely's to play this place called The Colony, which to Sam Weber, out in California or Canada, thought was legendary.
He really liked the Colony?
Yes.
Why do you like
literally,
the Colony so much?
Because there's a group of people that played there at the time. There was a scene. Now there's a scene at Mercury Lounge now in Tulsa, but it used to be Colony.
Right.
And so there was really something happening there, and for some reason he knew a lot about it. Anyways, he's like, we really want to play The Colony. We're really into it. And I was like, well, that's like down the street from my house, and sure. You know? And we went and played this show with them and kind of became buds, and him and then some of his bandmates had passed through again, and so I've always just kind of kept up with him. Anyways, he ended up in LA playing all in this scene with Madison Cunningham and then a handful of other people that are loosely connected to this band called Dawes, that is then connected with Killers, that is connected with Wolfpack, that is connected with, like, there's just a little, it's weird how people are connected.
Yeah.
And I feel like, now I named some big names just now, but there's this undercurrent of like incredible musicians and songwriters that will maybe top out at 100,000 people each,
Yeah.
you know, of their reach, of their whoever gets into them, and they're not going to get recognized by, like, the next Joni Mitchell won't exist. No one will know about Joni Mitchell, new Joni Mitchell. Like, old Joni Mitchell is already out there, but like, there's somebody out there writing songs just as good, and producing them just as vibey and just as important, like just as cool. But it's like, man, there's just like, if there's one, there's like 2,000 of them, you know? And I know that I haven't found them yet, but whatever Lonely's is doing, there's got to be like 8 of us out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who I'm competing with. Not that it matters that I'm competing. It was just like putting the music out there and like, I don't know if the Academy, the Grammys, like thinks the Lonely's is something special, I'd be surprised. I was looking at a band called Parcels. Do you know Parcels? Okay, well, Parcels is a 70s like white guy funk resurgence band. Okay, that's the only way I know how to describe them. But their whole shtick is that they don't just sound like 70s white guys.
Yeah.
They look like them. Like the dude, there's a guy, Splitting Image, George Harrison, mustache, haircut, the whole thing. They all wear bell bottoms and like, you know, and they play this funk music and it's really cool and like undeniably great. They have great harmonies and they're a cool band. But I looked at their comments on YouTube. Somebody was like, this is incredibly derivative. The word derivative meaning like derived from something that already exists. A great example of a derivative band would be like Jet. We love Jet. But Australia used to be like, Jet is shitty Beatles. Like that was
Really?
that was like what they called them on the radio.
Wow.
Here's another single from Shitty Beatles.
Really?
You know, yeah,
They
were like
played the music?
dunking on Jet. Yeah,
Really?
I think Jet was awesome.
Where was Jet from?
Australia. They were Australian, and they did.
In Australia, did not like Jet.
They called them Shitty Beatles because they were AC/DC Beatles, like just married to each other, which was, it was great.
I loved Jet.
I thought
did they
Jet
ever
was
make
awesome.
another album? Or just
They
the
made
one?
2 or 3, and like they were great records, but you know, like the audience for I think the problem with Jet wasn't the music, and it wasn't Australia dunking on them and calling them shitty Beatles. I think it was the drug abuse and like the alcoholism of the participants in Jet. They could have been as big as they wanted. They just didn't, you know. I loved Jet though. But derivative, the word derivative is what I was talking about, is Lonely's is really derivative. It's a direct, like you can draw lines from Lonely's songs to Queen songs and Beatles songs and Cars songs and Jet, and you can draw lines all the way. Like clearly this is just them trying to do Wings or whatever.
Yep.
And so I think with Lonely's, the thing, I take a shot at Parcels, not because they're not amazing, they're incredible. They're very good. It's that whatever Lonely's is going to be, I don't want it to be clearly trying to be something else. You know? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what that means other than I have to let go of the control of it. Because I used to be like, well, when we saw that Jet record come out, those guys, they had their flare jeans on, and it looked like Revolver. The cover of the first Jet record was clearly like the Revolver cover. It
Yeah.
was black and white, and the guys were there, and then they had all the drawing. I don't know what Lonely's is going to do, but it has to be something that is less derivative without being, when people make art and it sucks because it's art, and you're like supposed to like it because it's art. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just has to be of its time.
Right.
I don't know. So,
And you said the Lonelies is like a rock band, right?
oh, we're clearly a rock band. We tried to be genreless in the way that like you attempt to break out of your mold. Like we have like there's one song that sounds like a folk song. There's songs that are very jazzy, but it's all rock and roll music.
Right.
And I thought that for sure Lonely's was its own thing. I thought like, well, this is like clearly a band that likes Beatles and Wings and Queen and all that sort of stuff. But like our take on it's different because it's new.
Right.
Well, it turns out if you scrub 60s music into like if you clean it up and like get the parts really tight, and then you have like punchy hits in the music, and it's really tight, it doesn't make something brand new. It makes what people were doing in the late 70s and 80s. So in my attempt to make like really clean, high fidelity Beatles, I just made 80s music, which is like hilarious. I was trying to do something what I thought was really super unique, and then I fire up a Billy Joel record from 1980. It's called Glass Houses, and I was like, shit.
When did I write this? Oh, wait, that's Billy Joel.
We just did Billy Joel on accident, and I was like, it was really funny because if I had to describe the new Lonelies, it sounds like a Billy Joel record. Yeah. To me, I don't know. You'd have to go check it out for yourself, and say what you want.
You got
about
two
Billy
songs
Joel.
left to finish.
Yeah.
And how many tracks is it gonna be total?
11.
11.
There was going to be 12, but one of them was just arguably so derivative that I said like just doesn't belong. It sounded like we did an electronic thing. Like we tried to do electronic music, making loops of our own sounds, and it just sounded like "Tomorrow Never Knows," which is a really famous Beatles song. So I said, we'll try that song on the next album with a different vibe.
Yeah. Cool. You seem very mellow today.
Mellow today. Yeah, a little bit. Well, we don't have Nick to dunk on.
Is there something behind that, or is it just feeling mellow? I mean, or unless you don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. I'm not sad. I'm not upset. I think that I don't know why I would be that way today, other than like I guess I've been hanging out with some mellower people recently. Maybe
really?
They're rubbing off on me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. This person I'm dating, their close people are like chill people.
Chill? Are they like snap their fingers?
No, they're
Let's feel the vibe type people, or what?
So, man, when I went to university, there was like a group of friends that these people were involved with that were like literature majors or like theologians, and so like
they know big words.
Big word people.
Yeah, big word people.
Big word man. Last night, me hanging with big word man.
Please, brain, find big words.
Use big words, brain. Oh no. Yeah, so it was. That's what was going on. Maybe that's my chill. I was hanging with big word guy.
Big word guy. Nice.
Big word guy makes soup. Yum yum. Thank you.
Nice.
It was fun. So yeah, have you been? Talk to me.
Good. I mean, same. My life is pretty routine.
Yeah.
The week is pretty much always planned for the most part as soon as it starts. Because I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
I got to make money. I got passions I'm pursuing. I got to sleep.
Oh, I didn't tell you about any of the things I actually was doing. I was just talking about Lonelies. That's only one little sliver. But anyways, keep going.
That's it. And tell me about your thing.
No, I've talked so much.
But I don't have that much interesting things that happen to me weekly because.
Okay, well, I gotta tell you then.
Because I'll say this: I'm a parent.
Yeah.
And I'm married.
Right.
And I love my life.
Yeah.
But when you're married and a parent, you don't go do very many fun things. Your fun
Yeah.
thing consists of like, let's order some food and let's watch Survivor or some show that we love.
Right.
And that's what we do for fun. Oh, we did go to an igloo and hung out with a couple other.
Igloo meaning the plastic.
No, Welltown. They have like
it's
these
a brewery
igloos.
with like it's like a domed environment.
Yeah, domed environment.
Yeah.
We went and played like the couples game with Max and Ashley and Ben and Devin.
Yeah. No, that's great.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
But me and Lauren hadn't been out together
Right.
in a long time. Usually when one of us is going out,
Yeah.
it's one of us because the other one's home with the kids.
Sure.
So-
So how'd you pull that off? Did you have
I had to pay babysitter $80. That's what I said.
$80?
$80, yeah. But
Bro, I'm gonna be a babysitter. What in the hell? $80?
babysitting's going up like groceries are. You want to
it-
buy an apple? $72. You want to go out for 5 hours?
$72.
You want to go out for 5 hours? It's $80. just to go and do nothing and just get away from the kids.
Wait a second. Is it because it's the 2-kid charge?
No, it's just it literally. So we've been using
5 hours.
5 hours. Yeah, we've been using
So
this
what is it, $17
babysitter-
an hour?
It was $15 an hour, and I just added like $5 on top
I
of it.
see.
But just like groceries, the babysitters' costs have gone up, understandably, because it's so expensive to buy anything. Like if you go grab a cereal box from the grocery store and you look at the price,
Yeah.
your instinct reaction is just to start crying.
Is it like $6 for a box of Lucky Charms?
Yeah, guess I'll eat ramen noodles this week.
And the
No
ramen noodles are like
Cheerios for
$8
me.
a pack. You're like, what?
Yeah, and you go grab the ramen noodles, and these are just as expensive
Oh
now.
my god! I try to stay. I don't think about food. Is there a point financially whenever you're knowing that you're charging it $15 an hour to hang out that you just go, you know what? Money doesn't matter.
No,
I'm going to be out here.
If I go, money doesn't matter. I'll be like, I have no money.
No. Just at some point in the evening, you go, I'm just going to get boned by this babysitter. So like,
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
kind of what. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like whatever. I'll just pay her what it is.
Yeah.
We gotta go have some fun. We gotta get out of the house, get away from the kids.
Yeah.
Me and Lauren don't get to do that very often. So
you just think of it as like, I'm going to spend $100.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend this.
Yeah.
Tell me how much it costs. I'm gonna spend it.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, what happened to me? What did I buy recently that was so crazy? Oh, I went to buy the new iPhone.
Ah,
Yeah, I bought a new iPhone.
nice.
That experience was crazy.
Yeah.
So I get there and I'm like, I'm running on an iPhone 8.
Like, wow, that's old.
Yeah.
6 years, something like that.
Yeah,
That's a while.
Yeah, it was an iPhone. Well, it's called an SE, so it was like an 11 or a 10 jammed into an 8 body. I can't remember, but it was like a small phone with a big processor. It was cool.
Yep.
And it kept working, so I didn't. Anyways, I decided I was going to get a new one because of all this content I have to make.
Right.
For Lonelies. So I go, and the guy's like, okay, it's going to be $1,000. And I'm like,
Who's your provider?
AT&T.
They don't offer like free upgrades or something like that?
Well, it's not free. You pay for a program to upgrade.
Right. So a lot of these places you can give them your old phone, get a huge discount.
Yeah, my old phone was so old that they were like,
Well, Verizon's doing this thing where I mean, I'm not going to plug for Verizon, but
Yeah.
you give them any phone, you get it for free as long as you have a plan.
That's if I switch.
Yeah. If you switch to Verizon.
But I love AT&T.
Yeah. No.
Anyways.
Anyways.
So I was doing this thing, and the dude's like $1,000, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm buying a computer with like like 3 cameras on the back and
Right.
whatever. Like I'm gonna do this, and so I just decided that I was gonna spend this money, right?
Yep.
So this guy's telling me all about this, and then he's like, oh yeah, and then because you're buying it in installments with no interest, you have to buy the insurance. I'm like, the insurance? Well, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, yeah, if you break the phone, that's
You
your
have
phone.
to buy the insurance?
Well, yeah, it's $17 a
Oh,
month.
that's not bad. Oh, a
17
month.
bucks a month. If I break the phone, they just give me another phone.
Okay.
But keep in mind, this is a $1,000 phone that I haven't paid off.
Right.
So, anyways, I decided, well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna buy the insurance because $17 a month in case I break my phone, I just get to get another one. No
Right.
big deal. And that's why I'm paying it off. While I'm paying it off, but then he was like, there just kept being charges.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, and then so there's a down payment today, and then I was like, okay. And finally, like at some point in the process, I just said like, okay, look, I'm gonna buy this phone. Can you just tell me what it is?
Yeah,
like
just
how
tell me
much I'm
all of it.
actually spending? And I had to like add it all up. I was like, okay, so I'm spending $1,500. That's okay, whatever, fine. I'm just like, do it.
Yeah.
I just want the phone. like at some point, I just kind of gave up on the shopping process. And
Right.
was like, just shut up and give me my phone.
Stop your process.
Yeah.
Just get to the end.
Yeah, and like at first I was like really suspicious. I was like, you sure I can't like buy this somewhere else?
Yeah, I was kind of feeling a little suspicious too as you're telling this story.
Yeah. No, I mean it's just the cost of the phone. Like a brand, like the newest iPhone is going to be $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
Now mine is getting paid out over the course of 36 months at like an extra $40 a month.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I'm like, okay,
Whatever.
you know, what is that? $1.50 a day, $2 a day.
Right.
Fine. I can pay it off anytime I want.
Right.
I've never gotten the newest iPhone ever. This is the first time in my life. Every time I've gotten iPhones, it's been like, oh, you are poor. Here is 3 years old iPhone.
Yeah, here's a Nokia for you, sir.
Oh, you sound really like you're bad with money. Here's the shittiest iPhone. Yeah, that's been my life the whole time. So now I only justified that because I was either going to pay $1,000 for this or I was going to go buy a DSLR that I never use.
Right.
So
Then the camera on that one is really great.
yeah, that's the idea.
I tried to go get a phone from Verizon. What I usually do is I go get the second most recent phone that came out.
Right.
Because I don't care to have like the best right when it comes out. I'll experience it a little bit later, and that way it never costs me more.
Well, yeah, but I really wanted. I think the thing that attracted me to it was the
No,
lens.
I'm
third
doing that this time.
lens.
I'm doing that
Yeah.
this time because I want the camera because making content that seems extremely useful for me. But I tried not to, so I went to Verizon, and I was like, hey, I'd like to get a phone because I had like a free upgrade. Like I said to you, like I handed my phone, I get a free new phone.
Right.
And he was like, you don't want to do that. The new iPhone's coming out in like 2 weeks. He's like, no, I'm good. I just like to get the new phone. He's like, bud, you really don't want to do that. The new iPhone's coming out in 2 weeks. I was like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I would just like to get a new phone. It's like, you got to trust me, man. You don't want to get this phone.
Yeah.
So finally I was like, fine. And I left.
Yeah.
But I went there to get a phone,
Yeah.
to give them some money.
Yeah.
And the dude at Verizon would not sell me a phone.
He's like, dude,
No, don't.
you have to stop.
You have to stop. You gotta wait for the new one. And I listened out of frustration.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't sell me anything.
Yeah. So did you go back in 2 weeks and get
No, I haven't. I still haven't gotten a phone at this point. The money that I was going to use for that went to bills. So I was like, well, I'll just wait until the next time I feel like getting a phone because that moment is past.
Yeah. They have to get you when you're ready to get totally screwed in the ass.
Yeah.
By money-wise. You know what I mean?
Money-wise, yeah.
Yeah, like you're like, all right, I'm ready for this. My cheeks are spread.
My God.
I'm ready to get completely blammed for this amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I can only handle so many of those every once in a while.
Yep.
Oh,
Exact right
gosh.
moment.
All right,
All right.
sell me the phone.
Yep.
Oh man.
So, anyways, yeah, not a lot of interesting stuff has happened to me.
Okay, so this is what I have to tell you about that. I just forgot. Like this seems normal to me because I teach so many students music. I have like a bunch of individual guitar player students and bass player students, and I teach piano. Like I teach it all. Having fun with that. So then I take this job that is an after-school program.
Okay.
So I'm running an after-school program, and I am working at a school that is kind of rough.
Okay.
Like it's like a different side of town than we grew up on.
Right.
Situation. And these kids, I thought like, how bad could it be? Right?
Yep.
So me and my boss, we go out there and we're running the after school program, playing guitar with the kids, like making up songs and having a fun time and, teaching them stuff, talking about harmony, doing that kind of thing. And it was great when I had a second adult in there.
Yeah.
Then I went back by myself the second time.
Oh, wow.
And by the end of it, I just couldn't find one of the kids. I'm like, where'd he go?
You lost a kid.
Yeah, he was underneath a bunch of stuff in the closet.
He was just hiding in the
Yeah,
closet.
yeah, he got away.
They'll
And
do
then
that.
I was like trying to teach some other kids like guitar and stuff. And then I look over and he's got another kid in the headlock and he's like like
Welcome to parenting.
yeah, like there was like such chaos. Like it's so crazy. Like I'm learning such weird things. Like
Yeah, you're doing really good.
yeah,
Guitar, great. Bobby, stop punching.
yeah, you. No headlocks. No headlocks in guitar class. Oh my gosh, there's like a headlock situation the other day. And I thought that was just kind of normal. I was like, yeah, I guess you get a headlock every once in a while, like no big deal. And then I told the director of like the after school programs at the school, and he's like, that is unacceptable. We do not have headlocks. And so that kid got kicked out of the class.
Oh no.
So I'm kind of like, oh, buddy,
Why'd you do that?
like I kind of hated it. Like
Right.
I normally I think an older version of myself would have been like, I hate headlock kid. He's such a bad kid. You know what I mean? But actually what I felt was like, oh, that's the kid who's hurting the worst. You know?
Right.
And that is
true.
what I've been like. So now I've done it for, this will be 2 weeks now. So after school program with these kids, I have to come up with like a lesson plan
Yeah.
to basically entertain fifth graders for 2 hours. But not entertain, it's entertain, but also craft them into like people who appreciate music.
Right.
Man, and like just keep like fifth graders are wild. Some of them are like, Mr. Fight, can I go to the bathroom? You know, and I'm like, yes, you may. You may go over to the bathroom. Yes, go, please. May I have some like responsibility or freedom? Can I have this guitar? Can I play with this guitar? Like, yeah, of course, yeah, buddy, you got everything. And then there's one kid who's like, Mr. Fight.
Oh no.
Like, no.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, what are you doing? Who taught you that? I had one, oh my gosh, same class yesterday. There's a kid who was like, abortion.
You just said it?
He was so funny. Emo abortion.
What?
He kept on saying just ridiculous shit.
Oh my goodness.
I would just hear him say it. Like,
he, like,
what am I
staring at the back of your
what am I
head
gonna
as he
do?
says it?
Is stop the class and be like, can you please stop saying abortion? The fifth graders are like, what's abortion?
No.
I'm not doing that. There's just
No.
this kid yelling, like, it's like, I couldn't, okay, so, these kids are so funny. The same kid, abortion kid, I asked them all, like, all right, we're gonna listen to some music, and I want you to flip your paper over and write down the feelings that the music makes, right?
Okay.
And so we're listening to some classical music, and the kids like, some of the kids are like sad, happy, energized, chill. The chill was one that I saw a lot.
Yeah.
I feel chill right now. Mr. Fud, I feel chill. You know, like, so funny. And this kid, I get over to his paper, and it says, emo, 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 emo. On every blank, like, it's like, this kid thinks he knows what emo music's about. Well, let me tell you what, I was in bands in 2003, and I know what really emo music's about.
What's that like viral song, emo song? Oh god, I can't. It's not going to my brain. I can't pull it out. It's too bad.
I don't know. But anyways, this kid, they're so funny, man.
It's pretty hilarious.
Like, and you want to be mad at them, but sometimes they do such funny things that you're like, yeah, this kid's hilarious. Like, but you can't give him, you can't be like, that's funny, dude. You can't do that. You got to be like,
There's several moments where my son is doing things that he shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the middle of parenting, but then he pulls out a one-liner that's just the funniest thing I've ever heard of. And so I go from, stop doing that to,
stop doing that. Yeah. Stop making up great punchlines to our lives.
I do that a lot. It's amazing how many one-liners kids can come up with.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm
Yeah, so
jealous.
so there's 2 hours with those kids is kind of like a boxing match.
Yeah, do you leave exhausted?
No, well, depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, well, the day where the kid was like,
You're like, I'm so excited to go home.
Like they're literally wrestling in class. Like it was so funny, but like I don't know. So there's certain things that had to do to like. I've got 15 fifth graders, which is actually 10 less
10 less
than the average class size.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because there's 20, 25 kids in some classes
How
here.
often do you teach this class?
2 days a week.
2 days a week?
So I only get them for 2 hours, not all day. I can't believe people do all day.
Right.
And so got 15 of them, so I got 10 less than the average person. At first, I had enough guitars for everybody, but the day I tried that, I said, everybody, let's move all the desks and tables like away from, we'll move them to the side and we'll sit in a circle, we'll kumbaya.
Yeah.
Bro, that doesn't work. You can't do that.
Did any of your
As soon as I did that,
Go ahead.
can you imagine 15 fifth grade boys, instead of like lifting their desks and just like placing it where it goes, like you would do. Like if somebody said, please move a desk, you'd be like, okay, gonna lift it up, gonna put it where it goes. It's just like 15, it sounds like a construction crew all of a sudden. And like, I didn't see it coming. And it was like, it went from like kids with their hands on their desks looking at me to like insane chaos. And then as soon as there was no place to sit and you didn't have an assigned space you were supposed to be in.
Yeah. Chaos.
Were
they just
just
all over everything?
Yes.
Just not
yeah.
in one spot.
Oh my gosh. Every place in the room. I thought that it was like exaggerated whenever they would make up like Kindergarten Cop or whatever those kids movies were like.
Yep.
I was like, classrooms are not like that. No, classrooms are exactly like that. If there is something weird that can be explored in the space, there's something that kids are like goats, man. I had them up on chairs. Like I was like, get off of chairs. Why are we on chairs? Why are we on top of stuff? Like why are we under stuff? Why are we anywhere but crisscross applesauce in a circle? Like I said.
It's supposed to be a relaxing, fun experience.
Okay, you know how you make fun of the sound of a Guitar Center? Like you walk into a Guitar Center and then it's just people being bad at guitar everywhere?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what that was?
No, it's worse.
Really?
You give 15 kids guitars
They're all
that
playing
know
different
nothing
songs.
about it.
Or just plucking different.
They're just...
And these are all your guitars, right?
No, they're donated.
Oh, donated. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's
Because I was thinking to myself, I can't believe Donnie brought 15 of his own guitars
Oh, that'd be crazy. I would
to
never...
a classroom of fifth graders.
Yeah.
One of those guitars is not going to survive.
If a kid is like nice, I've let him play mine, and I have like super nice ones, so I'll bring one of my good ones.
Did they break one of the guitars?
Oh, they break them all.
They broke them all?
Like the first day, I tried to get all 15 guitars in tune. Mm-hmm. Mistake. Mistake. You have 15.
They're just messing with the little things.
Yeah. Like if there's, like I said, if there's something that can be done wrong or different, they're not intuitive. They're like chaos machines. So they're like, so I spent. It took me a half hour.
Wow.
Each kid coming around, give me the guitar. I'm trying to teach them how to tune the instrument, and like tuning to a fifth grader, they're 11 years old.
Yeah.
They barely understand pitch. So that took all day. It was an all day thing.
Wow.
And they were like, we didn't even get to play guitar. And I was like, I know, because you
came to guitar class. We didn't even play guitar.
Because we were trying to tune for so long, and then we had 10 minutes where everybody's guitar's in tune, and then I was like, this is how tab works. And it was bad. So
funny.
I learned something is that they can't be trusted.
Yep.
They have to be corralled, and you can't trap them metaphorically. You can't force them or control them. You can only direct the energy.
Right.
They're flowing. So you just got to be like, okay, we're going to go do this. Now we're going to go do that. It's kind of like training an animal. You can't
As soon as you start to trust your kids, they'll give you a reason to not.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's almost like, why would I even think I could?
How did I? Wow.
I thought he could get the plate to the sink, but it didn't work out. It's in pieces now.
That's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, with these kids, I decided that they have to be split into groups of 3. Okay, and then it's so funny, man, is they have little relationships with each other.
Right.
And they know who they don't like. And clearly the annoying bullies in the class, nobody likes them. Mm-hmm. So when I go through, I can't put the bullies in a bully crew.
Right.
Like, that's crazy, dude. I'm not putting this guy and then Captain turn the lights off, like run over and flip the light switch. There's the one kid that does that shit. Oh my God. So I've got headlock guy and I've got the kid who likes to flip the lights off. And then I've got this kid up front who's like just is class clowning the whole time. I'm like, I get it, buddy. That was me. But like, shut up.
Like, you're like Mrs. Strelo.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So I can't put these 3 dudes.
But come on.
I can't put these 3 dudes together. So I have to put them apart. And so the kids know this thing where I'm like, all right, everybody, I'm going to give you a number. And they're watching each other, like bully number 1 gets a 1. So then I'm watching the other kids. And then the kid next to him is like, oh, thank God, 2. Right. And the next one's like 3. Yes. And then the next guy knows that he's number 1. He's like, fuck. I don't want to be a 1.
Does he say that?
Yes. Yes. Like, I don't want to be a 1. Why don't you want to be a 1, buddy? Because you know why he's a 1. I want to be with, come on, man. You gotta get... And like that happens 3 different times because there's like clearly like little bullies in my class.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can't put them together. It would be a super bully machine, and they would be like doing crazy stuff. Do you want light guy and headlock guy and in class clown guy to be together, being a super chaos machine? No, I don't know. So it's all that's so funny.
It is funny,
and I can't take it. I can't take it too seriously. Like I used to think like by the end of this, these kids are going to be songwriting, guitar playing champions. No, they just got
just like
cool Mr. Donovan that just hang out and like try to be a good influence, and that's kind of like it.
It's basically like
try.
This. You can't go into a relationship and date a person with the only intent to change them into who you want them to be.
No,
so you can't go into a classroom of 5th graders and think I'm gonna change all these kids. It's gonna be like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, If you think it's gonna be like a Whoopi Goldberg movie, where at the end we're like, yeah, they're all like singing a song.
Or School of Rock. It's not gonna be School of Rock, Donnie.
Not with these kids. Shaloo, it's a bass. They're not all like amazing at their instrument already. It's not happening.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that's my life right now.
That's
I actually love it though. That's
it sounds quite entertaining.
If you just take a step back from it, it's the funniest thing that you can imagine.
Yep.
But I did have to kind of like you get what my boss calls it like a smackdown moment. You can't have those. You have to love them. You have to like be actually like human to them. You can't just be like
right.
But I did have to lay down smackdown. I was like, today, students, do you see that some of your friends are not here? They're like, yeah, headlock kid's not here. And I'm like, yeah. Because he was putting you all in a headlock. Headlock kid.
Because he's headlock kid.
What I'm trying to tell you is there's a waiting list to be in guitar class. And if you can't behave, you don't get to be in guitar class.
Were they all like, oh.
No. That's the thing, is you think it would work like that. Like, oh, I really want to be in guitar class. Those kids are already being good. Mm-hmm. Those kids do want to be in guitar class. It's the ones that already don't care. They're just like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. Abortion.
Oh my God.
That kid, seriously. That same little dude, he loves to shove his desk back and like sit on top of it. Like, what do you want, teach?
Oh my goodness.
And he's like a 5th grader. He's like, what?
Oh my goodness.
Like literally hilarious. Anyways,
That's pretty.
That's
fun.
my life now.
That's great.
2 days a week I'm doing that.
That's pretty fun.
It makes my guitar lesson situation where I get individual lessons. I'm like, this is easy.
Right.
I can teach anything to one fifth grader.
It's a lot easier to keep one kid's attention instead of what? You
15
15?
Well, that's why I had to put them into groups. I'm like, all right, you teach you. you kind of know what's going on. You teach that one. and I go a little tour
Yep.
around the class.
You know, whenever I was like, I think 11,
Yeah?
I was in childcare for Bible study, which I think back on and think, wow, I think I was too young to do that. And I was a boy.
I remember that, but no, we were old enough. You had little sisters. It made sense.
Yeah, I guess for me it made sense. But yeah, it's just weird to think about because my son, he's going to be 6 this year.
Yeah.
It's all happening so fast.
You think you'll have one more, or are you done?
No.
Snip, snippity, snip, snip?
No. My sanity can only hold 2. Yes, that's coming. My sanity can only handle 2. I am a 2-kid person. Don't you try to make me a 3-kid person. It's not going to work out.
One of my friends literally said this to his wife. He was like, they have chickens, a cat, and a son.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, I want a dog. And he said, no more creatures. Too many creatures in the house.
Yeah, start.
None.
There's if you get too many animals, your house just starts smelling like a barn. We had these old friends who I will absolutely not name, but they had every single animal you could think of. Name an animal. Name a pet.
Emu.
Don't know. They don't have an emu.
A giant.
Do you know anybody that has an emu, that owns an emu?
I don't know anyone.
I said
there's
a pet.
There's got to be like 100 emus.
Okay,
in Tulsa.
name a different pet.
Okay, a snake.
Yes, they had a snake. They had a hamster. They had a bunny. They
Dude,
had
okay, how
gerbil.
funny would it be if
They
just
had
the
a
snake
cat,
ate the
a
hamster?
dog.
That's just the funniest thing to me.
A what?
The snake would eat the hamster.
Well, yeah, if you put them in the same cage.
Well, yeah, the snake is.
I guess maybe.
Imagine having all these animals.
Anyways, they had every single pet you could think of.
Right.
And if you wear cologne for a long time, your body gets used to it and you can't smell it anymore.
Right.
Well, this had happened to them. But it didn't happen to us. So we went to their house.
It smells like
And you open
shit.
the door and it's just like a thick layer of all the animal smells mixed together. But essentially a barn.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to do that. If you have too many pets, your house smells bad and you don't
I have 0 pets.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of everybody's freaking kids right now. So like 0 pets.
Did that room smell funny when you first got in it?
Oh yeah. Oh, headlock kid smelled funny. Light switch kid wasn't any better. I'm like, yeah, like I don't know. I did have one little dude that like, man, he kind of breaks my heart because like he is kind of tough. He's like got this like he's a little scrawny dude. He's like Ben was,
Yep.
But he's got like braids and he's like, I like football, but I want to be in guitar class, right? And he's
Nice.
little, but he can't read.
Oh.
Like, dude is 5th grade, can't read. So I'm doing this assignment with the kids, like where we're reading the paper and it says, when I smell this, I feel this. Like, and we're talking about feelings and music and blah, blah, blah. This little dude's like, I need help. And I'm like, I go over to him and I'm like, okay, buddy, what can I help you with? And he's like, I can't read. Oh, like for real? And he's like, can't read, but I really want to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, so I would read it to him, like, when you blah, 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 then you feel what? And he's like, yeah. And so we did the whole page together, and I was just like, golly, how'd this kid slip through without being able to read?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, I don't know, but he's really attentive, and he's, like, you can tell he wants to be there, which is like...
It's awesome.
Except for he really did want a glass of water, really, really bad the whole time, and I don't...
You don't know where the water is?
No, I know where it's at.
Oh.
But I'm not going to let... You kidding me? If I don't have someone in my class...
Oh, by yourself?
Yeah, and then I let that kid run down the hall?
Oh, I see. So you can't like bring them the... Oh, yeah, I guess you can't leave the kids either. I don't
No,
know.
you can't. Like
It's gotta have
imagine
like
15, like 15 brains that are like, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored.
Yeah. Okay. I literally have to pick that up.
Yeah, I know that, but imagine 15 of those all the time. You know what I mean?
I bet can't
15.
read kid will end up being like the best one in that class as far as like his ability to play the guitar.
Yeah. Can't read kid, headlock guy's gone. I'm sad. I wanted headlock guy back.
Is can't read kid gone?
No, can't read kid is still there.
Oh, good.
It
sounds like-
these are terrible names.
Well,
No, it's funny. It's great.
You don't want to actually say their names, probably.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and then I have like, the little girls are really funny too because they're easier. The little girls are like tame, but they're like occasionally they like get gang up. And then they're doing like silly things, like silly girl things, and you're like, I want to stop them, but I don't have the energy for that right now. Do you ever just do that with your kids where you're like, forget it, keep going?
Yeah, I do that more than I should. My wife often, like, she gets to sleep in, and this has happened more than one time. She comes out and goes, "What has happened to this house? What have you been doing?"
Yeah, and you're like, I've been sitting here. You think of them.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. They're the problem, not me.
You think I did this?
But yeah. All right, we got to do. We just hit an hour and 10 minutes, so
Hey, it's time.
it's time.
It's time for what we
Which,
really.
by the
came
way,
here for.
last week was pretty great. It was one of my favorites.
I feel like
actually.
for dad jokes, we in the moment we said this is the worst set
did.
of dad jokes, but
We
it was
did.
the best set of
It
dad
was the
jokes.
best. And it wasn't just the jokes, but it was like top notch banter. It's great. I loved it.
I don't know. We were really hitting it on the low hanging fruit about you being redheaded.
Yeah.
You made a whole short about that, and I was like, really, we're gonna do that? But it's kind of funny. There's some funny things in there.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I thought you had a problem with the ginger short.
No, I didn't. I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought it was funny that was what you singled out. Is like, this is what we're gonna highlight.
I thought it was hilarious. Oh, I mean, I make
Us being racist to you.
I'm gonna make shorts out of the dad jokes, and then make some more this week because we had some peak moments in the last week's episode. I'm gonna turn those into shorts, which also happened to just be banter.
That was great. Nick was really great.
He was great. Okay, you got yours?
Yes.
You go first.
Did you hear about the Italian chef down at Mondo's?
No.
Yeah, he died. He passed away.
He passed away.
Yeah.
He passed away.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that one. It's good. My wife says I have two major faults. Okay? I don't listen. Something else.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right. Why don't ghosts go on dates?
Because they have to pay for all the booze.
Yeah, we're getting good at this.
Was that it?
No.
Oh.
They've got no body to go with.
You love those ghost jokes. I just saw a burglar kicking his own door.
Burglar kicking his own door. Okay.
Must work from home.
He's stealing his own shit. Got another TV. Ah, shit. It's my TV.
Dang it, I did it again.
It's at the pawn shop pawning it.
Where'd my TV go?
Go back.
I go give him
The guy's got it marked
back.
up. What?
what? That's my TV.
All right. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
I have no idea.
A gummy bear.
That makes a lot of sense. I should have had that one.
It was terrible.
It was
Very bad
It was
joke.
a joke. I am not a fan of elevator. I got my mouth messed up. You're doing that thing.
Yeah, I guess you're doing it.
And you're, okay. I am not a fan of elevator music.
Why not?
It is bad on so many levels.
It's bad on every level. I kind of like elevator music, though.
Yes.
Elevator music is just pop music from so long ago that people are like, that's not edgy anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be like, what is like the worst pop song from 2005? It's like genuinely like, we can't.
It's Friday.
No, I mean like content.
Friday.
Like dirty.
Oh, I don't know.
My point is that like some dirty, trashy song from 2005 in 2040 will probably just be like the elevator music of 2045.
Just painted a very, very funny picture in my head. What if instead of elevator music,
It's like to the wall.
it's like
goes
to the wall, or like the like the
The
dirtiest
elevator,
song,
yeah,
like
yeah.
my anaconda told one night.
Yeah.
Sit in the elevator
Yeah.
until you get burned.
But it's like an instrumental. It's the
If I ever
elevator
make
music of the
elevators,
future.
that's what I'm doing.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do a short where we make elevators of the future, and then we're robot people, and then
Yeah, it's sit in an elevator.
it's all dirty music set to like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I like that idea.
Yeah.
All right, okay, you go.
Why don't lobsters give to charity?
They don't have a hand to give.
No, because they're shellfish. They're like, "Tick, tick, tick, tick. I hate them kids.
I hate them kids. Go make your own money.
Universal shellfish sign. I work hard out here. I ain't gonna give it away.
I work for my own brand. All right. Back off.
Quit asking for my money. It's hard out here for a pimp. What if a lobster was like bitch slapping another lobster around? Give me my money. You just saw him on the ocean floor. He's got like a little like purple outfit with a hat, feather.
What generation does Forrest Gump come from?
Wow. Are you trying to get me to say retard?
No, I'm not.
Well, I would say he's a boomer because of like he went to Vietnam. He'd be a baby boomer.
Gen A.
God. Gen A. Thanks, bud.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
How does a penguin build his house?
I don't know.
He glues it together.
Oh, igloos it together.
Yeah, penguins don't live in igloos, but kind of the same setting.
Yeah.
How funny would it be if you lived in an igloo out in Antarctica or wherever,
I think
and you
that'd
were
be
like,
very-
these freaking penguins, and you're throwing a penguin out of your house? Get out of here!
Get out of my igloo, you penguin. I have a fear of elevators. I'm taking steps to avoid it, though.
Okay, I get it. You're taking the stairs. Let's see here. Why don't ants get sick? Like, little ants.
I don't know.
Because they have tiny little ant bodies.
Tiny. Oh, I see. Got it. Way to go. Last night I accidentally gave my wife a glue stick instead of chapstick. She hasn't talked to me since. I don't know why.
People talk about, there's like this thing out there that's like, man, my wife won't shut up. She just talks all the time.
Yeah.
if your wife doesn't talk to you, that's a bad thing.
is a bad thing.
Yeah, like there's no way the wheels are coming off the bus. Why do so many people? Do you find that your wife talks more than you most of the time?
She does talk more than me. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but it's not like you're like, shut up.
No, it's if
Why
no,
are so many people like that? Do you think?
Listen, let me explain this.
Okay.
I love talking to my wife, and I love talking, but she loves talking more than I love talking. So yes, at some point,
It breaks down.
I want to be done talking. Okay, and she does it. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine. I'm glad she's talking to me. But sometimes I'm done talking.
What if your wife was like, Bitcoin,
Like,
Bitcoin,
what?
video
That's-
games,
Video games. Yeah.
video games.
If my wife
Bitcoin
walked up to me
beer.
and was like, "Are you excited about GTA 6?" I'd be like, "Are you? Are we gonna play this together?"
Are we gonna play? Yeah.
I'd be so excited. But I'm actually perfectly all right with her not being into that too, because we've got our own interests. She watched The Bachelor. I play GTA 6.
What?
Every time you say,
Dun 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 dun. Yeah. I'll kick the kids out later. Dun.
it
dun,
creates more
dun,
editing
dun,
for me. Do you know what I've
dun,
decided?
Dun. What?
I'm not believing anymore.
You're not
I'm
believing.
leaving them
You've
all.
already missed so many, anyways.
Yeah, I
It's not
gave
even-
up. I gave up. So it's
I
fine.
only said it once today.
Twice.
When was the first time?
I can't remember at this point. But it's all right. It's fine. I don't care.
I think what's weird is that the way that we're speaking now on the podcast, it seems extreme to us
Yeah,
because our moms.
that's right.
And I literally think that's it.
That's pretty much it. And also, if I was reading YouTube's policy, and so you can say the F word. But how you get demonetized is by saying it within the first 13 seconds. That's how. But if it's like an hour in, you're fine. But if it's the first 13 seconds,
It's just really funny that like our podcast would get an explicit
yep.
like
On like the podcast platforms, yeah, it would. And our moms would be like, "I did not raise you this way."
this is not my fucking kid.
Yeah,
Mom, I'm married.
Mom, I'm a man now.
I do this all the
I
time.
can use big words, okay? I'm trying to join the big word club. All right.
Just because everyone else is doing it, Jared, does not mean that you should be doing it. You set yourself apart. You are a thermostat, not a thermometer.
All right.
Oh man, my mom did the craziest thing. It drives me nuts. I'm going
she
to
do?
talk about it. I'm naming names. Nancy, you got to stop this.
Okay.
I love my mom. She's so good. She's good to me. She always texts me whenever my plants need to be watered.
really?
Otherwise, my plants would be like, help us. My mom hanging my plants in there. Thank God. But she hit me with this in the middle of the night last night. No, not last night. I was on a date. I was hanging out with people. A good time. And my mom is freaking out, blowing up my phone. Now, my phone is like a good boy. I'm like not looking at it. It's on the other side of the room. I'm not even getting, I'm like having a good time being present. And all hell is breaking loose on my phone. And I get it back out last night. And my mom is like, please call me. She just called my phone a bunch of times.
At what time of the night? What time is
It
it?
was like 8 at night or so.
Oh, okay. No,
But I'd put a meme up. A meme about this house that looks like Pizza Hut. Oop. Where's it at? It is it's just a picture of a house that looks like Pizza Hut.
let me see it.
And it says, I'm turning this Pizza Hut into a pizza home. It's just a funny, like, harmless meme. Like, and it's a house that looks exactly like a Pizza Hut because
Okay.
it's shaped like a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And it's just weird 80s architecture. You
You put it on Facebook.
Yeah, I posted it out on my thing because it's funny.
Yep.
But my mom hits me with you got to take this down right now. And I'm like, there's no way my mom is more with it than me about this. Turns out she thinks it's a nod to Pizzagate. Do you know what Pizzagate is?
Someone was talking about it the other day, and I'm trying to. Oh, yes, I know what it is. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Pizzagate, I'm like, 1, that's old news. 2, Pizzagate? That's what you got out of this?
It's a meme, Mom.
Yeah, it's
a
just
me.
a house that looks like a Pizza Hut. Can it just be a Pizza Hut?
Yeah. Can it just be a Pizza Hut meme, Mom?
Yeah, and she's like, but this is what people are gonna think, and I'm like, I don't care. What
Yeah,
people
seriously, who cares? If
think.
that's
Yeah,
what,
I ended up telling my mom like, hey, I don't live my life in fear of what other people think, and you know
good.
what? If I accidentally post a Pizzagate meme, oh my god,
cares?
wow!
That's
But
good,
like,
so that's what you said to
only
her?
Pizzagate people are gonna know what it is.
That's what you said to her?
No, what I told her is like, you got to get off the internet.
Yeah.
Like, it's time. You've seen too much internet today.
Right.
Like I'm so glad I don't know. I didn't know what Pizzagate was until my mom.
Oh, you didn't know until she told you?
I had vaguely heard of
Yeah.
Pizzagate.
Yeah.
But my life is perfectly fine without the knowledge of Pizzagate, and
Right.
I'm so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't need to know.
I don't need to live in a world where I know what that is about.
Right.
You know, and now I do. Thanks, Mom. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I think there's a certain amount of stepping away from, like, you know, I always think that I want to talk about current events on this with you
Yeah.
because it's fun to like shoot the shit about that kind of thing.
Right.
But man, it's just like,
Here's what happens whenever we
Yeah.
try to be relevant, we're trying to find a topic to talk about that we really don't care about. And so the
Yeah.
content comes off as unauthentic if we kept trying to push that onto us.
I suppose.
But
you know,
naturally, we end up just talking about what we find interesting.
right.
And if we find it interesting, there's like 100% chance somebody else out there also finds it interesting.
Well, fair. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right about that. And I also think about, man, when I tried to like this week, I tried to like research what's going on.
Right.
And all I got was like weirdly spun stuff.
Right.
Like, I typed in current events on YouTube, just kind of see what
Just to
I
see,
got. And,
yeah.
and naturally, it's just like all one of the two stupid sides yelling at each other.
Right.
And like, I was like, what was I going to do? Come out here and talk to you about like, freaking the USS Eisenhower shelling Yemen? Like, are we going to talk about that?
No, because if
Yeah,
you had
like-
brought that up to me, I'd be like, no, tell me. I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Tell me
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I
And
have
then
no
I'd be like,
opinion
well, I
because
watched
don't
a
know.
video that was the USS Eisenhower shooting a rocket up and like,
And how did that make you feel, Donnie?
what it made me feel was like, this is like, wow, I contribute to a system, I throw money at it, and then some guy on the other end of the money goes, you know what we should spend all this money on? A rocket to shoot Yemen with. And I'm like, oh my God. All it made me feel was like out of control,
Right.
and bad. And like, I know that some people would say like, hey man, well, you should do something about it. And I'm like, well, I get to vote once every 4 years and I will go do that. But
Yep.
then after that, it's like,
I'm out.
well, I mean,
see what
it's not
happens.
even like, it's not even I'm out. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Worry about it?
No, you're not. It's
Not-
that'll drive you insane.
I can't do, yeah. Like, if we would sat here and we'd like, oh my God.
What is it? There's a quote that I'm going to butcher. I'm gonna get close to it, but it's like, don't spend so much time worrying about things you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's two boxes. There's a box of shit I can worry about, shit I can't worry about.
Right.
And in the box of shit I can't worry about is it my job to say yes or no to whether or not, you know, am I sitting in the pilot seat of the F-16 dropping
Yeah.
a bomb, you know, like, no.
No. So
What I know, like,
yeah.
I absolutely, I'm so crazily against deleting people with a rocket from miles and miles away, unless they're trying to delete you first. But then, if they're trying to delete you first, you have to ask, why is this guy trying to delete me? And if it's some shit you did, maybe you should think about stop doing the thing you did that made the guy want to delete you. So now we're in a deletion fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Contest, yeah.
what's wrong with it?
I have to do this dad joke
Yeah.
because it was my favorite one,
Okay.
and now I've probably built it up too much, but I'm still gonna say it anyway.
All right. I'm ready.
I ate a kids meal at. I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this joke. It's gonna be a good one, okay? But don't. It's not gonna be that good, all right? Just,
All right. Ready?
I got it. I ate a kids meal at McDonald's today. His mom was pretty upset.
Give me my my kid's meal.
Don't eat my kid's food. Oh, I wish I could have got it out better. I couldn't. I laughed so hard at that one, and I was like,
Dude, okay, here's what we gotta do. We need to make that a short. We need to go to a McDonald's and make a short where you got a kid's meal away, and then you open the toy in front of him.
You wanna do it to an actual kid?
It'd be funny. It'd be so funny, bro.
I think I'd feel bad. I don't think I'd like
You could use
myself.
your
in that
kids.
Sorry, kid. This is for the content, all right? I'm gonna traumatize you for the content, all right? Understand? It's for the content. It's for the algo lords.
Oh man, I gotta tell you this.
Okay.
This reminded me.
All right, and then we do gotta.
I just imagined you like walking in like a bully and just smacking a hamburger out of a kid's face, taking his French fries, opening his toy in front of him. But no, I was hanging out with a baby last night.
Okay.
1-year-old, not even one. He was 10 months old.
Was it Josh's baby?
No, somebody else's baby.
Okay.
But so I was hanging out with this baby, okay, and this kid, we had a great relationship.
You and the kid.
Before last night.
Okay.
Okay. This kid was great. We were buds, you know, as a 10-month-old and a 35-year-old man can be. I was goofy. He was laughing. Every time I've seen him, it's been great. Mm-hmm. So then I pulled this move on him. Hey, kid. Like the Batman. It scared the shit out of him. And he was like screaming. And so then like the whole rest of the night, I'm like in my friend's house with their 10-month-old who thinks I am like a fucking monster. And so like I couldn't even look at him in the eyes. Like I could eat dinner and he was at the high chair, but if I look at him,
you're eating dinner and he's probably just like,
yeah, he was giving me that look. And if I looked at him,
do the thing again?
Yeah, if I look at him, he would go. So like the whole night, I'm like in the other room. He came in the room. I was like, "Great, party's over."
I'm just going through your thought process, like, oh yeah, this one's gonna kill her. This one's gonna go real well. That went differently in my.
Yeah, okay. The truth is that this kid has an awesome name. His name is Robin. So I thought me being Batman would be fun.
Robin is joy, is what you're doing.
Robin is joy. Yeah, dude, he hated that.
That's so funny.
And the mom was like, "Great."
Thanks, dog.
We gotta go deal with this kid now. And it like happened so many times that I was like, this is not.
Oh my God.
At some point, you can't blame me.
I thought he's gonna laugh.
I thought
he was gonna love it.
All this shit worked. Like when we were at the cheese shop together, when I saw him out in the stroller.
Oh man, what was his baby brain thinking? It's like, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God. It's a masked bandit in the house. Dad, you let this guy in. I'm afraid.
Oh my goodness. That is so funny. All right. That was great. That's a great story. I love that one.
It's like the only thing I've done this week is destroy the lives of children.
2024, what was your accomplishment?
I made very many children very upset.
I upset a lot of kids. Jared told me this joke about eating a kid's Happy Meal at McDonald's. And I decided I should try it. I scared a kid with this move.
Yeah, that's a great move, though. That's a funny move. Everyone likes that one. Oh, one thing the 5th graders did like, they liked this. I showed them how to make the hand dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can do it too.
Yours is different than mine. Yeah, the hand dinosaur.
He's got the ears. Can I show you? Yeah.
Yeah, they loved that. That was so awesome. The kids at the end of the day, I was like, kids, watch this. And they're like, oh my God.
And they're sitting there like,
whoa, I can't. Yeah, theirs always looks like this, you know? Or like, Like, is this
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that
Is
was.
this, am I doing it? I'm like, no, you're not doing it, bud. We gotta start
it.
over.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Comment, like, subscribe if you made it this far. Thanks.